So this is Jennifer Wiese. She owns BeeFree Bakery. All right, so do you want to just tell us a little bit about BeeFree and like your story and spiel kind of thing?
Sure. Well, BeeFree was created truly out of a love and a passion and a need for really good gluten-free food. We have four sons, and our oldest is on the autism spectrum. And my husband and I, about 9 years ago, went to a convention in Vancouver and learned about gluten and dairy-free living and how that can just really impact kids on the autism spectrum and other kids who have attention issues and just a lot of different areas that gluten-free can impact and be very positive. And so we went home and we decided that it was worth a try and an investment in just kind of a re-education on our food that we were feeding our family. And after some research, and we decided that we would start feeding our children that way and see if it was helpful or not. And it was. And in a very short amount of time, we just found great success. And he was sleeping better. He was having much better attention. What else? He just was really kind of more functional. He could attend to details. He could follow directions. It was really impactful for him and for our whole family. So through that, we thought, gosh, this is definitely beneficial for him. It's going to be worth our time and our effort and our energy. However, the choices that were out in the marketplace 8 years ago were so few, and those that were out there were horrible. They were cardboard tasting and very expensive. So my mom and I thought, gosh, what are we going to do? I can't feed my family like this. And plus, we're a busy family with 4 children. I don't have time to make 2 meals. I want to make 1 meal or 1 birthday cake that everybody can eat. So we just started experimenting. And it took us about 7 years to come up with a really good flour base that we could use for everything. And so then people started, we would take our own food everywhere we went. There were few restaurants we could go to eat that could service our needs of gluten and dairy free. And everywhere else, here's an 8-year-old kid who is very active. He plays sports. The teams all have end of the year pizza parties and those kind of things. So I would box up his homemade pizza in a Pizza Hut box and send it with him, and make his own cakes and cookies and that kind of thing when he would go to other birthday parties at other people's houses. So people started noticing, they started commenting and really becoming interested in what we were doing and what we were eating. So 2 years ago, the time seemed right that I should make it public and offer it and, kind of just share what I've learned over the years with other people to make their lives easier and more delicious. So that's what we did. So 2 years ago, we opened BeeFree Bakery, and it's been very interesting to see how the whole gluten-free market has changed in the last 2 years especially. And it's just a lot more prevalent. If you go to the grocery, you see probably new things every time you go to the grocery that are gluten-free that weren't there the last time. So 2 years ago, I rented a kitchen in downtown Noblesville, very small little kitchen. Remember that place?
Yeah, it's tiny.
And I would go and bake. And Chelsea would go and bake with me when the restaurant was closed because it was a really small kitchen. And there wasn't enough room for all of us to be in there at the same time. So many nights, we'd be there till 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning. And so that was the first year of BeeFree. I was doing all the baking with some help from Chelsea and some others, and acquired a few steady accounts. And a year ago, I really kind of got to a point where I could hire other bakers to bake for me. And that would allow me to get out there in the public and just really start to focus on sales and marketing a lot more. So that's where we are now. We have 2 bakers that bake for us, one in Tipton, Indiana, and another in Indianapolis, Indiana. And they have their own kitchens that are approved by the state, and they do all that. And they contract, or I contract them as bakers for me. So, yeah, so we're developing new products all the time, and it's fun. It's fun. I did a lot of farmers markets the first year too, which was a really cool way to get that direct interaction with your customer, and to hear what they like, what they don't like, and just to build those relationships. And so that was a really fun, cool part of starting my business too, is having that direct, customer interaction. So,
how did you convince yourself your idea was an opportunity, not just an idea?
That's a good question. I would say a lot of it was encouragement from my family and friends, because they had tasted, what the baked goods and stuff that we had made, and so I would say, that was a big part of it. Just encouragement from friends and family, and part of that's just a leap of faith too. I think everybody thinks they have something special to offer, right? Maybe something a little bit better than somebody else does because you're you, right? And you're special.
Yeah.
But part of that is a leap of faith, and that, and we try to teach our kids this too, that if you don't try, you'll never know. So I think my whole mentality was the first year, I'm going to try this, and if it works, it's going to be awesome. And if it doesn't, well, I tried it, and it didn't work. So that was my approach.
Did you write a business plan, and do you have a financial projection? Or did you have a financial projection?
You know what? I did write a business plan. It was very loosely structured, and the financial part of it is kind of missing. and part of that is I do have obviously financial goals that I want to make, and other goals as well. But I'm in a unique position in that this doesn't have to be my livelihood. So that's really the reason for the financial piece of that missing. Yes, I want it to turn a profit. Yes, I want it to be life-changing, because it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy.
When you first started your business, how did you fund it? Out of your own personal pocket?
I did. I really didn't want to get in a loan situation. I really wanted to do it as a way to learn and to contribute, to the finances of our family as well. But I really wanted to do it as minimal as possible as far as the financial. I didn't want to go to a bank to ask for a loan.
Next question: if you were starting again, what would you do differently? Anything?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I know.
Did you have any experience with entrepreneurship, creating businesses and stuff before you started this bakery?
I have. I have dabbled in entrepreneurial type of projects, for a lot. Really, since I was a teenager. I had a gift wrapping business when I was a teenager, and had a jewelry business just shortly after college. So I would make the jewelry, and then friends of mine would sell it, or they'd have jewelry parties and that kind of thing, and they'd sell it for me. So,
how do you attract customers, I guess, would be our next question.
I feed them cookies. I feed them cookies. Okay, here's an example. This morning, I went to the JW Marriott downtown Indianapolis with a box of cookies. Now, I've met one of the chefs there before, but I don't know anybody else there. And so I went to the security desk, and I offered them some cookies. Would you like a cookie? Oh, sure, I'd love a cookie. And by the way, could I get in to see Chef Brandon? Is he available? And they're like, yeah, I'll show you where he is. I'm telling you, cookies. They're the answer.
Last question is, what would you say your biggest challenge is?
My biggest challenge, because I'm the mom of 4 teenagers, and my husband has his own business and he works out of town. My biggest challenge is just time management. Just, getting my business work done while the boys are at school, or working, while they're sleeping so that I can make everything else work. So that is by far my biggest challenge.